Hello, good day, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. Today we are coming to you live, and we just want to welcome you to the show. And just want to say that today it's a beautiful day. And we all wake up this morning. Let's just give some gratitude and be grateful for today because we are given the opportunity today to live another day. And if there is anything in your life that needs to change, you're given this day to change those things in your life. I have a question for the audience today. How much energy do you invest in yourself? How much energy do you invest in yourself? And how wisely and productively are you using your energy? How wisely and productively are you using your energy? We really need to pay attention to our energy because energy is our currency. That we really need to know what we're doing with our energy every moment of the day. The way how we think, the way how we respond to others, it's energy. So we really need to focus, go within, and focus on our energy. It's very, very important for us. And we need to understand too that we are here to evolve. We are here to make this world a better place. We are here to shine our light and help others too to find their light within. I'm Karen Pascal. I'm an holistic health and wellness coach and a co-author of two ebooks with my sister Joan Williams. And we are just here to help the community, to help the collective, and to help the world at large. So I will now hand you over to Miss Joan Williams. We have a very beautiful guest this morning, Miss shumbawileman, and she's here to help us to understand about a few things that we really need to understand. Grab your journal, grab a pen, sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, and Miss Shumba will give us some real good tools for our toolkit. Joan?
Hi, thank you, Karen. Happy Friday to all. I also feel my chamber. And today is a day that, as we all come on the show, is just to ask you, or we will give you one word today. It's communication. Communication is one of the most important keys so that we can continue to evolve and help our relationships. Today, you can also write someone a letter, a little note, or send a text or an email, someone that you haven't spoken to for quite a while, because they may need some, they might be down, and you may just drop a great goodies for them and help them on their journey as well. My name is Joan Williams, Holistic Health and Wellness Coach, and I'm also the co-author for two ebooks. And stay tuned, we have some big announcement to tell you today later in the show. Welcome, Ms. Shumba Wilman. How are you doing?
I'm good, and thank you so much for the welcome. Thank you so much for the previous introduction from Tom. I really appreciate that. And I want to say, Karen, that was a beautiful opening. Yes, I agree with you. We are here to evolve, and we are here to help and share and impart on each other. That's what life is about. It's about sharing, it's about coming together and collaborating. So I really appreciate you ladies inviting me to come on your show today.
You're
W-
welcome.
Would you like me to go ahead and run through the intro right now so we can get it out of the way and get on with your show? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Shumba Wildman, Shumba, I think I got it right that time.
You got it right now.
I mess up the name so bad on here. She,
Listen, Tom, it's only a name.
she who dares to dream freedom, finding bliss from within. That's a book that she just recently wrote. Who is Shumbawileman? An author, speaker, holistic coach, trainer, and mental health first aid instructor. She worked for many years as a trainer, teacher, counselor, assessor, and holistic complementary therapist. Boy, that's a mouthful. Shumbawileman worked for many years as a trainer, teacher, counselor, assessor, and holistic complementary therapist. She decided to use her experiences, her formal educational qualifications, as well as intensive courses to help inspire, motivate, encourage, and transform the lives of others in a positive way. She also hopes that her life journey and her own true life stories, most of them in her book, Finding Bliss from Within, will resonate as well and help inspire people globally. The question is, what's stopping you from being who you really are? Let Shumba help to unleash your maximum inherent potential to walk your own path, dance to your own tune, and enjoy the greatest privilege of a lifetime, which is to live and be who you truly are. And I'm going to put her contact information in the pinned comments. And I need to send, I'm going to pop off the screen here. Let me know when you're ready for the video. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, you could play the video now, Tom. Thank you.
I hope your Saturday, no, I meant to say happy Saturday. I hope your Saturday and your weekend is as good and as sunny as it is here in Newcastle. I'm at the Red Kite, my favorite place. You know what? This place makes me feel so good. It makes me feel so wholesome. When I am here, I feel so connected with nature. I feel so blissful. I feel happy, honestly. And the thing is, you can let your hair down here. It's a big distressor. However, I wanted to talk to you, my friends, just about something that I'm always conscious of. You see, in life, there are times when we forget who we are. And there are times when we have to ask ourselves, who am I? So who are you? Do you know who you are? And why is that important? This question about who you are, who I am, or who we are is important because I believe that in life we are all born with different gifts, different skills, different attributes. We are all unique, so we are given unique packages. Now, the importance of knowing who you are is so that in life you can then receive the correct package, your correct package, which is addressed to you. So when you don't own your true identity, when you don't own who you are, who you truly are, you get the wrong package. And that is why you find that sometimes in life, we go through life asking ourselves, is this all there is to life? Is there not more to life than what I'm experiencing right now? Who else could I be? What else can I do? We go through life and we feel so dissatisfied, unwholesome, not fulfilled, like there is unfinished business. That's my thinking. You see, when you have got your identity, your DNA correct, the universe will hand to you whatever is meant for you. That means you end up experiencing the true package, the true map, the true guideline, the true prescription. You know what happens sometimes in life? If the doctor gives you the wrong prescription, your body or your system will react adversely. It's the same in life, I think. When you don't know who you are, it means you go through certain things that are not yours, that are not meant to motivate you, that are not meant to fulfill you, because you're on the wrong lane. When you find your true lane, then you find your true package. I know that, sometimes people go through life and they actually, maybe spend 10, 20, 30 years doing a certain job or in a certain career, which is not fulfilling for them. That is because they have not found out or identified who they truly are. So they are in the wrong compartment, they are in the wrong lane. I did a speech sometime in 2019, so I'll put the link on the bottom there so you can have you can watch it or listen to it, about finding your identity, finding your potential, finding who you really are, finding your true skills, finding what your God-given skills, your God-given package, or the universe, whatever the universe has given you. When we are born when we come out of our mom's womb, we are in our hands, we have been given those skills, identity, or whatever. Then if we don't know exactly, because in life you are given a choice, you have an opportunity, you have opportunities to live as something else or somebody else. It's an opportunity. Those are options that we have in life. And then we go through life, we pick up the wrong identity, and somehow the gears, they are not in unison. Then we don't have harmony. Then we have that disagreement. Then we have that unsettledness, restlessness in life. So I wanted to say, my friends, let's all find out. Let's ask ourselves, who are we? And are we doing what we are meant to be doing? Do we have the right package? Or do we have unfinished business? Or do we feel like there is something still missing? Find out. I'm gonna leave this little link so you can have a look at it. Apologies, it was my very first one when I put my feet in the water for the first time, so bear with me. Again, I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, my friends. Love you. Mwah.
That was amazing.
Yes,
Thank
it
you for
was.
sharing the audience.
Yeah.
It's what's important you talk about identity, package, and all that stuff. So really, it's finding your passion, finding your purpose, and then that will kind of be your drive to go through, right?
That's good. And this is one thing I like about your site, about your statement. When passion and potential and purpose come together, magical things happen. I love that.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
both find that together, and you feel it because you can see when someone is working their purpose and has to have that passion, their bodies transform. You can see it in them. They're happy, they're excited, whatever is it that you're doing. So, coming to question is, tell us, because we know you're a transformational coach among other things. Tell us, what is transformational coaching?
I think transformational coaching for me and the people that I work with is about bringing change, bringing transitions into your life. Because as you know, life is a journey. That means as the journey progresses, you too, as you said earlier on, should evolve, should transcend, should transition, should change so that you find out more of what you are able to do. You find out more about your own caliber. You find out more about the gifts and that purpose which we have been talking about, and the potential inside of you, how best you can bring it out and use it. So when you transform, it means you are changing. You are bringing to yourself a new map, a new guideline, a new blueprint. Because when we are going through life, most of the time we underutilize what God has given us, what the universe has given us, until we put effort in transforming ourselves, in changing, in taking that step to say, I'm going to leap forward. I'm going to find out what else I'm able to do. That is transformation. And when transformation does not happen in your life, that is when you feel unfulfilled. You feel like there is more that still can come out of you. There is more that you can still exude and share with the world, because we were given the gift by God, by the universe, to share, to change the world, as you say, to change other people, to help other people. But before that happens, that transformation, that change, that transition has to come from you, from within, from out, from inside to outside. And then you can shine the light.
That is
Thank
such a beautiful way you put it, Shumba. Oh my God, I just love what you just said. I just love it because it's so true that we have to, for us to see transformation in ourselves and in others, we first have to transform ourselves and transform ourselves truthfully and honestly. That's the only way we could transform. And transformation comes from within. It's not on the
Absolutely.
outside. It's not on the outside. It comes from within.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And that's the mistake we make as people. We don't realize that everything comes or has to come from within first, from the inside to outside. And yes, you are so right on that one. As coaches, yeah, we are not perfect, but sometimes we need to experience that transition, that transformation, so that we can also impart. Because as I said, life is a journey. So sometimes when you are traveling, you meet somebody who is wanting to go somewhere. And if you yourself has not tested or experienced the transformation, then it means you cannot point to the place where they want to go. So it has to start from yourself.
yeah.
Yes, that's so true. It really has to start from within ourselves. And so when we experience that transformation, it's like a joy for us to help to transform someone else and look at that person transform themselves also. Because we as coaches, we are only here to hold a space, but the person had all the tools necessary within them to transform themselves. It's all within that person.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because as coaches, we provide the guidance. And that is why when I'm working with my clients, what I do is I give them powerful questions, because the answers, the final map is within themselves. My work, my position is to help them to bring that out and help them to guide them to where they want to go in a shorter space of time because of the tools that I have.
Yes, yes, absolutely. What helps someone improve self-worth?
Sorry, Karen, can you come again? What helps someone?
To improve their self-worth.
Yeah, I think this is a very good question, but it's also a very deep question, because there is no one word answer. It takes quite a lot. But it takes us back to what we were talking about earlier, knowing themselves, knowing their identity, knowing their strengths, knowing their own, I can't say weaknesses, but everything has got a strength and a weakness. So knowing your own identity is going to help you to bring out and strengthen your self-esteem. Because when you know, I mean, even most authors, if you go online and what have you, everybody says the best thing is if you want to be strong, you need to know who you are. You need to
Yes.
know your identity.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't know who you are, how can you have self-worth? How can you have even self-love? Because you don't know yourself. Because you don't know whether you are an explorer, whether you are an artist, whether you are a ruler, whether you are a sage or whatever. So finding who you are is the number one. Because when you know that you are a strong person and you have been given one, two, three as part of your calibers, as part of your identities, that will reinforce your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-identity. Because then you can stand up and say, you know what? I'm gifted. I'm a strong, powerful woman. And I love one, two, three. I love traveling. I love sharing with people. I love what, because you are now taking those things from your identity, which is going to rumble onto your self-worth, your self-esteem. It's a very good question, but it's deep and there's much more we can talk about it, how you can bring about that grit, that caliber in yourself to become more courageous and more confident.
Yeah. Oh, I just love how you really get in a little deep there to explain to the audience exactly self-worth. Because many times we doubt ourselves about our self-worth and we put ourselves down. That brings me to the next question. How can someone not to vic, fall fall as a victim of other people's opinion?
Another very good question, Karen. You see, in this day and age, there are so many things now that are impacting on people, whether young or old or whatever. We have societal influence, we have social media, we have, you know, we open ourselves and we subject ourselves to listen to other people's judgments of ourselves. We listen to what other people think about us, and we forget that what matters most is what you think about yourself. So if you don't know who you are like that reed in the river. And when the wind blows, it goes this way and it goes that way because you are not strong. You are not cemented in your own identity. And that is why if somebody thinks, oh my God, Shumba, you are so fat, you are so ugly, you are this and that. And then that I let that get home to me, and immediately my confidence crumbles. So being aware that you must not conform to non-judgments, you must not conform to what societal is saying about you is very important. That is what is bringing a lot of people down, and that is what holds us as people back. We dim our light. We actually crawl under the table and we hide there. We don't want to stand up because we are so fearful. We are so afraid of, oh my God, what is so and so going to think and say about me? What are they going to say about my tone, about my voice, about my height, about this and that? No, we are all different. And if we can celebrate the difference, celebrate the fact that I am a unique individual, nobody else is like me, then whatever you are doing, you stand upright with your head high because you are unique. God gave us all unique characteristics for a purpose, for a reason. Because if we were all the same, my God, it would be a so boring a world. So forget about being judged, forget about other people, just grab whatever the world has given, whatever the universe has given you, and use it, because there's somebody out there that is waiting for what you have. So
Absolutely. Absolutely, Shub. I love it. I just love it. Someone is asking, can you talk a little about your journey, some of the stories in your book? Also, you come from rather an interesting and exotic family living in multiple countries in Africa. Can you touch a little bit on that for us, please?
oh yes, now you're starting. Now you're starting me. That's good. Um, I I cannot talk about myself and my journey without talking about my mom. My mom died in 2015 at the age of 103 years. And thank you. And she never, ever, not even one day, she never went into hospital. Never. My
Wow.
mom was called the village sage healer. She was a traditional healer, herbalist, and why I'm mentioning my mom is my journey has been heavily impacted by my mom's life. Because, as you know, when we are born as children, our primary education comes from our parents. Now, what happened is when I was growing up, my mother was well known in the village. Everybody used to come with their problems, whether it was they were going to divorce, or whether the baby was not eating, or whether whatever. My mom was the wise woman of that village, and everybody used to come to her. She, she was not that educated, so when I saw this, when I then went to university in Africa and I was studying law, I realized that I thought being now educated and civilized with my nose high in the air, I started looking down on what my mom was doing, the traditional healing, going into the forest and bringing green leaves and roots and giving to people. So I went back home and I said, Mom, you need to stop what you're doing. This is archaic. This is mundane. People need to go to the pharmacies and get proper processed medications. And my mom would stand right up and look me in the eye and say, this is who I am. This is my passion. This is my gift from God. This is what the universe has ascribed me to do. That was then. And for many years after, I always was so ashamed to tell my friends in university that my mom was the sage healer of the village. I was so ashamed to tell that my mom was a traditional healer. She was giving green things and all that kind of thing to people, and giving coaching advice to people that were not, she was not qualified as a coach, professional coach. But listen to this. When I eventually, after a long story, just to cut the long story short, when I eventually came to UK 22 years ago, the first thing that I did was I went to Napier University to study herbal medicine. The iron of it, I could have learned that from my mom for nothing instead of paying £7,000 a year. So life was telling me something. Life was teaching me to swallow my own words. Because we must never underplay what gifts we have been given by the universe, by God. Whatever purpose that has been assigned to you, you need to live it out. And there's nothing to be ashamed of that. And today, as I speak with you, I have been, as you know, I've been teaching, training, and what have you. But I'm always going back to my holistic therapies because I'm a people's person. I love working with people. That's my background. That's my backbone. I can't run away from that. I tried closing my many sanctuaries many times, but I keep going back. And if I don't do that, I feel a bit restless. I feel like something is not, it's not okay. I have to do that so that I thrive, so that I'm alive, so that I'm enjoying. And when I'm working with people, I'm at home. Give me a computer, I don't know how to operate. Give me a person, I smile, I laugh because I say, thank you, God. Now it's time to share.
Wow.
That's wonderful. Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
a beautiful story, Shumba, and as you sharing that story, it takes us back to myself and Joan with our mom and our grandmother, because myself and Joan, we grew up with our mom and grandma. And it clearly shows that our parents know exactly what they are doing, and we could learn from them. We could learn so much from our parents. And many times we tell ourselves, you know what, they're old fashioned, you know, they're old fashioned with what they're doing. And we are more in the more higher, because they come from way back. But there is so much that we can learn from way back.
Yeah.
Because look at your story, as you were saying to us, that you had to spend £7,000 to become a herbalist, whereby you could have learned all those things from your mom.
Mm.
So we need to pay attention to those things as we move forward in life,
Yeah.
That's very true, Karen. But look at the world we are living in right now. We are going through a lot of infections, a lot of this pandemic has really done something to our world. But if you look at other countries, what are they doing? They have now resorted
Yes.
to organic methods
Yes.
Exactly.
to take, and it's working.
Yeah.
I'm
It is
sorry to say,
working.
but it's working. But these are the very same things that we uh, looked down upon. I mean, I grew up in a mission school. We were, as you know, we were a colony. We were colonized by our, thank God for the British people, because I learned to speak English like there was no tomorrow. But then the other side of it is I also realized that we probably were doing things in the mundane way, in the archaic way. And we threw some of it with everything else. But today we are back there. We are
Yeah.
back looking at our organic ways of living. We are back looking at eating for our own blood type because that is very important.
Someone in the audience is asking a question. They're asking, what if your parents don't believe that people are gifted?
That's a good question, Jennifer. Now, here's the thing. I think when we started earlier on, we said that sometimes we are so scared to exercise our own gifts, our own talents, our own attributes, and we hide them under the bushel because we are scared what people will say about what our gifts are. If you go back to the Bible, how many people do you know that came from families that were so, they were gifted, and yet their own family members did not acknowledge them? How many do you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not you that in your own family, people are gifted differently, but within that
Yes.
same family tree, the acknowledgement and the approval might not come from your family. That should not stop you from exuding your gifts. Because I think there's a proverb that, what does this proverb say about a healer is not recognized in their own village, but elsewhere, or a teacher or whatever profession you have. So don't worry about family. And sometimes when you are wanting to exercise and to transform yourself, the least support comes from the family. It's all part of life. It's a challenge of you knowing, how can I deal with this? So if you are aware that this is what is happening, rise up,
True.
because with time, they will come on your side and realize, you know what? We are so sorry about marginalizing your gifts. I told you about my own mom. I told you how I would say, Mom, don't do this. I'm ashamed. But she never stopped because she knew this was providence in play. She knew that she had been given that gift. And do you know what, Jennifer? Your gifts, you were given them on purpose by God, by the universe, whoever you believe in, to use. And if you put a lid on your gifts, you will not find a more meaningful life because you are sitting down on the gifts. Gifts are meant to be used and shared to change the world and help other people. So don't be scared. It happens. It happens. Don't look for approval from the family. Look for approval from within yourself. If you are happy with what you're doing, it will catch up with other people because life is a mirror. If you believe and you are so convinced of your own gifts, those gifts will bring to you the clients, the ideal people who are looking for what you have in your hands because you were not given them for nothing. God doesn't say that. He says, I've given you these gifts, go forth and use them.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And they,
yes, yes.
they say that your gift will make room for you.
Sorry?
It's always said that your gifts will make room for you. So once you continue
Oh,
to give,
absolutely, absolutely. Is that John?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you a very little short story. My mom, my mom never wanted to stay in town, right? She always wanted to stay in the village. One day, I forced her, I bundled her and put her in my car and brought her to town where I was living. I built a beautiful home and I built a nice self-contained cottage for her. Now, the next day after I had arrived at my place, I went to work. Now, my mom, being the sage healer, when I came back from work, this is a true story, guys. When I came back from work, my place had a lot of people milling about. And I said, what are these people doing in my yard? And my mom said, I never called them. They are just here, they are wanting help. So I'm giving them the help that they have come to seek. Now, why am I mentioning this? When the teacher is ready, the students will appear. But,
True.
but not only that, the universe, because they've given you those gifts, is the universe who is going to attract and bring
yeah,
all those people that are in need of your gifts, that are in need of your skills. You don't need to worry. All you need to worry about, God, I'm ready. Universe, you gave me these gifts. I'm ready. Bring them on. Let the universe do its work. You do your part. Honor your gifts. Bring them up. Okay? And as you are walking, you are sending and exuding those positive vibrations from your gift. And the universe will bring whoever is looking for your gifts. So don't be afraid. No, 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 no. No, don't
right.
be afraid. When I came from Scotland to Edinburgh, right? From Inverness to Edinburgh, I went to News Yard Remedies to look for a room to rent and do therapies. It didn't take me a week for people to come and ask for me because I had surrendered and said, Universe, this is what you gave me. This is what you want me to do. I'm ready and I'm ready to do it. So the universe will magnetize, will bring whoever is in need of your gifts. So don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Wow. You said that so beautifully. So beautifully you
Thank
said that,
you.
Shubha. So beautifully.
Thank you,
Because
Karen.
as we move through this journey called life, and we decide to use the gifts that was being given to us by birthright, the people who need us will come to us. They will gravitate towards us because the energy that we're going to put out, we are ready to serve and to be of service to humanity. That is when the universe is going to bring the people to us who need the gifts that we came with to share it with them. And many times we
Thank
are
you,
born into
Jennifer.
a family, we are born into a family, and the family may not understand our gifts. As Shimba was saying, they may not understand our gifts that we came with. Many times we are born to that family to help to transform that family. That is why we were being placed in that family. So we cannot suppress our gifts. We got to shine with our gifts and continue to be who we are to help to change that family. Because they will try to say, sometimes we are crazy, we don't know what we are doing, but you continue to be who you are because you came here with a powerful gift, and the world, your family need it, and the world need it at large. So continue to
Sure.
just be you. Just be you. Don't make
Thank you
no
for
one
that
change you.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
great
Yeah.
question from Jennifer. Yeah, it was
Thank
such
you,
a great
Jennifer,
question.
for that question. It's very important. And that's part of what holds a lot of people back.
Yes,
So we are here to share that don't let that hold you back. Go forth.
And be
yes,
you.
yeah,
Can you tell us
yeah.
what inspired you to write your book?
Sorry?
Can you tell us what was the inspiration behind writing your book?
Yeah, well, my book, which is titled Finding Bliss from Within, I have told you the story of my mom, and my book is about my own story. Because in life, we have just confirmed and we agree that life is about sharing. Life is about when you meet another woman or another person who is going somewhere where they have no idea where it is, and you have been there. You have actually crossed that bridge and got to that point. You can actually pinpoint them and say, okay, like in Africa, we don't have a map. But I would say to somebody, if you walk this way, you'll see two mountains, and then you come across a big river, you cross that river, and then you come across a little hill, and you get to the place where you are looking for. I decided to write this book because there are so many people who maybe are like me. There are so many people who might resonate with what I have experienced, with my journey, with where I have been, and with the transition and the transformation that I have gone through, the challenges that I met, and how life helped me to deal with those challenges. Somebody out there might say, oh, is this what happened? How did you do it? Oh, you had a miscarriage. So how did you manage to grieve? What else did you do and stuff like that? Oh, you traveled from Africa to here. And what happened and what have you? So there's so many people out there that might benefit from what I went through, from how I coped with life. Because as you know, Karen and John, in life, we learn how to deal with challenges, adversities, sometimes from other people, but sometimes from going through it. So
True.
there's no harm in sharing that A plus B equals to C. And somebody might know that. That 1 plus 2 is not 3, as they say, because I experienced something different. That is how when people like Jennifer ask about gifts and what have you, we have to share how did we deal with this certain scenario in our own life so other people might learn.
True.
It doesn't mean that everything that I've written in my book is going to resonate with everybody. But hey, it helps to share. And you see, the most important thing for me, Karen and John, is that we learn what we share. But most importantly, we share what we learn. What I'm sharing with people today about transformation, I've also learned it, but I've also experienced it. And those two things together make it more authentic, make it stronger. That is what encouraged me to write that book. My kids said, Mom, you're going to tell the whole world what you went through. You're going to tell the whole world that you didn't have this or you didn't have that, or you were suffering when you were growing up, or your father died when you were 4 years old and stuff. Why should you tell the whole world? And I said, you know what? Because life is about sharing. Life is about evolving. And
Yeah.
when you have evolved, you share your experiences.
Yes.
There's nothing to be ashamed of that. So I've written my book, sorry, and in my book, there's all the true stories, what I went through, what I experienced. Because there are other women out there that might want to know, oh, you actually decided to go through a marriage when society was against, to go through a divorce when your society in Africa it was a taboo thing, was against it. How did you manage? So people need to share and learn. So I'm not ashamed to talk about it. And I love it. I love it. I've put it out there and there is a lot of freedom from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
That
lot of,
that is so that is so true what you're saying there, Shumbi. When we share a story, it's freedom, it's liberation.
Yeah,
Because we share our story, and as you said, it may not resonate with everyone, but there will be someone who will resonate with what you're saying when you share your story, because our story is to help to heal someone else, because we are all connected. We are all connected, and you might go through something now, and someone else in some other part of the world is going through the identical thing what you're going through. So if you evolve before that person, and you could tell your story, one day when that person see that story, it will help that person to evolve also. We are all connected. We are a chain link. We are connected. So we are here to help each other on our journey in whatever way we can. We could help each other on this journey called life. It is so important. And we may be down today, we may be going through some sort of experience today, but know there are gifts within you. You came here for a purpose, and you have to find that light within to shine, because the world is waiting on you to bring your story out to help someone
yeah,
else.
yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're so right on that one, you know.
mm,
And the feeling that you get when you have done something is just amazing. The feeling that I've done this. But you see, we we share, we collaborate with other people, and when other people are seeing what you have done, they are also learning. I mean, if you look around in this modern day, today as we speak, so many people come together, be it women or men or what, they come together to share experiences, but not just to share, to empower each other, to inspire each other, to motivate each other. And we motivate and empower other people by our own stories. That is why I decided to write my book, and that is why I talk about it openly. You know.
Yeah. and
yeah.
and I could see the passion. I could see that passion radiating from through you, because you're free. You are free. And because you are free, you have the passion, you have the drive, you have the zeal, to just bring it out into the world. Because you know within you, it will help someone.
Mhm.
And
Yes,
that's
yes,
the
and
energy we need to have.
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, Karen. And that is why I decided to do this podcast, She Who Dares to Dream Freedom. This is a platform where women from all ages come together and
Yeah.
share their true life stories. That is what it's about, sharing, because in sharing, we are empowering. In sharing, we are supporting each other. In
Yes.
sharing, we are not just teaching each other, but we are saying, look at this. Do you know how this came about? Do you know how I managed to do this? And that's how people learn. If you think of our grandfathers and mothers, most of them they never went to school. How did
Yes.
they learn? They learned from sharing stories.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
their school. My own mom never went to school, to university. She didn't go to university, but she was the wise old woman of the village. And she used to share. Most people that were coming for healing and for whatever, or coaching, they came to hear her own stories and they learned from that. That is how history goes on and on and on. We never had schools for our forefathers in the olden days, but more men, boy, were they civilized and educated? They were. How? Through stories, through sharing, through collaborating. So there you have it.
That exactly.
And
That
it's like,
that is how it happened. Yes, that is so powerful what you just said, Shuma. And as you was talking, I was just reflecting on your mom, because could you imagine? She never went to university to be a healer. She came into this world and she knew the gift she came with, and she decided to use that gift that she came with. She didn't have to go and study at no university. So that is a living example that we came here with our gifts. And once we believe in ourselves, and once we go within ourselves, we could unwrap that beautiful gift and live our true life purpose here on earth and help to serve humanity. And as you were saying something there just now about you, you're talking about like values. Sometimes you find that we may be in a relationship with a friend. As we evolve, many relationships will expire. There is an
Yes,
expiry date on relationships. And when that
yes,
time comes, we have to be willing to accept that time, that relationship is finished. Because when we are
absolutely.
evolving, it's an energy. When we are evolving, people are going to be spinning out from our orbit, and we're going to be spinning into other people's orbit, right? Because that is what energy is all about. And that is what we now have to understand, that if a relationship comes to an end, we go our separate ways, and that's the end of the relationship. Many times we come back together when we are fully evolved, we evolve and come back together. Sometimes we never reach again, and it's quite okay. It is quite
Yeah,
okay.
yes. I think that is a very valid point, Karen. And it's one of the things that bring us down. And I have also put in my book on many chapters about learning to let go in life. If you want to evolve, thank you, Sandra, for saying that. If you want to evolve and if you want to transform and you realize that something is weighing you down, it's time to let go. most of the times we make decisions and choices, and we keep making the same decision and the same choices that no longer serve us. Mm-mm. So the minute you decide this is no longer serving me, feel free to let go.
Right.
You can only go the next step if you let go. Don't
Absolutely.
hold on to something that is no longer working. And it's nothing ashamed of to say, you know what? This job is no longer serving my purpose. This relationship is no longer making me thrive. I don't feel the spark anymore. I feel something is wanting me to move. Life is about having a journey. By God, I'm not saying everybody should just, pack their bags and leave. No, 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 no. I'm only saying when you feel deep down in your heart of hearts, when your gut feeling tells you it's time to move, when your own intuition says, Chumba, it's time to let go what you have got on your lap. Let go. Let go. Because the universe is saying, there's a better door that I'm going to open for you, my girl. There's a better thing that I have stored, that I've kept in store for you. And I can only open this door for you, Shumba, if you let go what you are holding on to, because it's no longer serving your purpose. It's no longer making you thrive. It's no longer bringing a smile to your face, to your beautiful face. So this goes back to what I think Sandra was saying earlier on. We have to embrace our gifts, but we have to make sure that we have got open hands for the
Yes.
universe to pour some more, to keep pouring, to open another door, and for us to keep evolving, to keep transitioning, to keep transforming. We cannot transform if we have got both hands full.
So
Mm-mm.
true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't.
You can.
You have to let go. And when you let go, you are actually saying to the universe, God, I'm ready. Show me my next chapter.
Yes.
Open the next door for me. I'm ready. I'm ready to bring these gifts into the world and do whatever purpose, whatever I was supposed to do. That only happens when you let go, when you have that belief inside of you that, you know what, something else is waiting for me. Now,
Hmm.
you mentioned earlier on a magic word, the word believe. For anybody who is watching, there's a book here, The Magic of Believing. Okay, if you want, I can always send the IBSN or ISBN, whatever you call it, later on. You've got to believe in yourself.
Yes.
You've got to believe that you are unique. You've
Yes.
got to believe that you have been gifted by God, by the universe. And there's nobody else who has got the same gifts as you have. Whenever I do a video, I think if you watch most of my videos, I always end by saying to my audience, you are gifted beyond measure.
Yes.
You have to be grateful and appreciate your gifts and use them because nobody else has got your gifts. So
So
believe that you are unique and you've got gifts and you should use them. Don't worry about anybody else. Just surrender. If something is not working, God, show me my next chapter. Life is a chapter, chapter by chapter, journey.
yes.
Mhm.
So stop burdening yourself with unnecessary things that are no longer serving yourself. No, I refuse. God, I refuse.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah.
Yes. You're so on point. You're so on point because let's look at an example like if we're on a bus or if we're on a train, you know, there's so many people going to be on the bus, so many people going to be on the train, right? And sometimes they meter their stop and they will exit. You're on a bus, the bus stop at a particular stop, that person will exit off from that bus. It's the same thing with life. We may have a friendship with someone, and then they get to their stop, they get off. And that is how because once we know that we have purpose, once we know we came with our gifts within us, there is nothing could shift us. And no one could take away your gift from you because you came here with it. It's your birthright. You came
Yeah,
here with your gift. No one could take away the gift that you have within you.
yeah,
That belongs to you.
I think
absolutely.
that's the key. And your mindset is important as well.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely. Mindset is everything.
Yeah, yeah. And if you find that you're not grounded, you could easily get wobbled out with, as I would say, people would laugh now. I would say the rubbish that you hear, you could easily get wobbled out. But if you are grounded, you ground yourself, you know who you are, you believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone says about you, it can't shift you because you believe in you and you know who you are. And that is what we need to have that as our motto. At any time
Um,
a situation arises, we need to know that we are good enough for ourselves and we believe in our gifts that we have. Go ahead, Shumba.
yeah, that's very true. I was just going to acknowledge Jennifer. How do we find our gift? I struggle with that. Jennifer, this is a very, very, very good question. How we find our gifts is very, very important. The, okay, it's a long question, but I'll just say a few things in short. But what I would encourage you is to get my link from Karen, and then I can give you the whole blueprint how you can find your gifts. But just in short, sometimes in life you get that premonition, you get that gut feeling that there's something else inside of me. I can't put my hands on it, I can't put my finger on it, but I feel there's something else. I feel there's something else that I am being called to do. I feel there's something else that I am able to do or I should do so that at least I get that release of what's inside of me. This happens to all of us. Now, in this modern day, there are so many ways you can find your gifts. Besides, of course, going within yourself, you can also find coaches that can help you. But there are also so many ways of you tuning inside yourself, tuning inside within here. I think it's something that I wrote about um, having some internal shifts when you're doing your transformations, because that's how you find what else has been packaged inside of you. As I said, when we are born with a package. We are born with that a blueprint, that map, that guidelines, that sat nav inside of us. It's now for us to bring it out and open it and read it, because it was never meant to die without being used. So the universe and God did not make it very difficult for you to find that. There are people that can help you. There are also um, uh, shamans that can help you. I mean, the best way is sometimes find a coach, find a mentor, Find somebody who's going to help you asking the right questions and help you to tune inside of yourself, because all the answers, all the gifts that we are talking about are right inside of you. But then you need to unlock the key. That is where help comes in, to unlock that key. That key is within you and you've got it inside. And of course, people can help you. I have got uh, s- I don't know how to put it, but I've got a session where I give you some assessments using branding with archetypes, your archetypes. These will reveal to you your own strengths, your own gifts, what you are strong at, what you are good at. For example, you might be a ruler, you might be a sage, you might be an artist, you might be an explorer. And it's very accurate. I did this course with a lady in America, very beautiful, very powerful. And I'll just subscribe to that, so I can give you that assessment as a stepping stone for you to find out. Because we would all love everybody to use their own gifts. So if we can help you to bring out your gifts, why not? Because then the world is a better place. You see, um, in other parts of the world, people go through a lifetime finding who they are, because who they are is part of their identity, and part of their identity is those unique gifts. Because they are unique, nobody else has got them except you. So I'm willing to help you, to just give you a free assessment, which will help you. But of course, there are so many coaches that will help you nail down your gifts, which you've got so many in there. So please, I
Thank you.
feel so happy, when you're asking these kind of things, because we want everybody to use their own gifts. The Bible says, don't bury your gifts. Bring them out, use them. Because when you use them, you become happy and you feel that release, that energy coming out, because you're doing what you were purported to do by the
Yes.
universe, by God. You are giving out what you were giving out by God to give out. That's what it's about.
Yes.
So if I can help
Yeah,
you, please, by all means, get in touch. I'll give you a free assessment.
Thank you
great.
so much, Sean. Thank you so much. Um, Joan, you have an announcement to make?
Oh, yes. So I thought that there is something else we can add to what we're doing. And so I came up with creating a magazine. And so we discussed it together. Karen and I, we discussed it together. And so we're going to have a magazine out in the fall where we're going to talk about recipes. We're going to talk about diet, exercise, all about fitness and wellness. So look for that. And what you can do, if you would like to receive a copy of that, you can send us your email and your address and we'll have it mailed to you. It should be up in September, right, Karen?
Yeah, to say it's going to be up in September. So yeah, myself and Joan, we created a magazine because we the universe have blessed myself and my sister so much.
Sorry, Karen. Sorry, Karen. Sorry to disturb you. Can I just acknowledge Sandra? Yes, you too, Sandra. You can get in touch and I'll give you the free assessments. Because she kept on saying, I also want to know something. So I'm sorry to budge in, Karen.
No,
Yes,
that's
Sandra,
not
go
that's
ahead.
That's okay. Yes,
yeah.
myself and my sister, we said that we're gonna just do something else for the community, for the world, for humanity. We came up with the idea that we're gonna create a magazine that it could have different articles about the 12 components that make up our lives. So each magazine will have different articles about relationship, about your health, about spirituality. We have different writers who are going to put articles in there who are motivational speakers, and they're going to put articles into the magazine. So that is just something else we want to give back to the community.
Is that
And
correct?
also, if there is a business that you have, you could also we're going to also create something that you could advertise there. maybe for a short, a small fee that you could you could advertise yourself in the magazine also. So we are just trying to give back. It's
Yeah.
all about giving back and helping others to empower themselves. I just want to thank each and every one of you viewers today for joining us and joining this show today and helping to make it a success. Because without you there, our show, with you there, you help our show to be of a success. And I also
Yes.
want to talk
Yes.
thank Shumba also for joining us today with her inspiring, inspirational story with us and giving us some tools that we could put in our toolkit that we could move forward with. Thank you so much for coming and joining us this morning, Shumba. Joan, thank you so much too for taking the time for joining the show with us this morning. Thank you, viewers, once again. And is any parting words before you go, Shumba, before we leave?
Yeah, so I first, I just want to thank you again, you ladies, for inviting me. And I also want to thank the audience for being here and for your questions and for your participation. Because without you, as Karen was saying, it wouldn't be a session. It's supposed to be something that is discussive. So I want to say thank you to that. But in parting, I want just to remind each and every one of us to remind yourself that your gifts are yours. Your gifts are unique. Your gifts are yours to use and help other people. They will help you. Those gifts will help you first and foremost to become who you are meant to be, because that is number one. You have to be the person that the universe, that God, that purported you to be. So don't worry, don't be fearful, and don't worry about being judged. I'll repeat that. Don't worry about being judged. Do whatever you feel is the best for you so that you can live the best version of your life. You don't want to live a life of regret and say, oh, you know what? I should have done that. Oh, you know, I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I wanted to run this kind of session. I should have done that. But now I'm 90 years old. No, 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 no. Now, start now. If not now, then when?
True.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you so much. Thank you, Shumba, for your last words.
Thank you.
Tom?
I have to read this at the end. Sorry for the heavy breathing. I was jumping around here. Should have closed the mic. Karen Pascal and Joan Williams are Soul, Light, and Body. Joan Williams and Karen Pascal, IIN, New York State Certified Health and Wellness Coaches. Let a river of love flow. Soul, Light, and Body, a holistic approach to spiritual, mental, emotional, and body wellness, bringing our Guyana family tradition of loving service to our friend and client family circle. When passion unites with purpose, it becomes magical. I don't know why I get so emotional when I read that, but I do. I love you ladies so much.
I love you too so much, Tom. We love you
Yeah.
so much. We love you
Yes,
so much.
it's just awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you guys
awesome.
so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so
I
much.
I think we will try to have this guest back again, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. She's got the fire. She got the fire.
Yes.
As Mr. Clarkson would say, she got the fire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
We,
you got the fire. So you got the fire. Yes, you got the
I've got to
fire.
Thank
put
you
on
so
my
much.
little. I'm sorry. I have to really bail here. I've got to put on my little
Yes.
DFW
Yeah.
uniform. Go render
So
honors down at the courthouse. So
Yeah.
we will go off now. Thank you so much,
So
Tom. Thank you to the
thank you
viewers.
so much.
Bye bye.
Yeah, let's do our little outro here. Here we go.